Why you need to watch Saturn transit for 2026 according to your moon sign, according to your rising sign? Because you would like to learn about your job, about your employment, about your profession, about your career, about your status, about your income resources, about your money situation in 2026. Will you be able to buy a property? What sort of financial backing you'll have in 2026? The reward of your hard work will be there or not? That's why you need to watch Saturn transit for 2026. My dear friends, life can feel noisy and confusing, especially when you are carrying big questions about work, money, family, health, or relationships. If you would like to more clarity through 2000, do this again. A early app promo full. My dear friends, life can feel noisy and confusing, especially when you are carrying big questions about work, money, family, health, or relationships. If you would like more clarity through 2026, inside my Prakash Astrologer app, you can watch all 14 one-time life events forecast for your signs and also use your weekly and monthly premium horoscopes to plan with more confidence and less stress. All of this is free for you until the end of 2026. Whether you're already in my app or watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can visit astrology.prakashastrologer.com to register or log in and start using this support whenever you need it. Yearly forecast for Scorpio for the year 2026. The whole year. Scorpio can be your moon sign, Scorpio can be your rising sign, Scorpio can be your ascendant. The whole yearly forecast 2026. First is very important. There are 4 major planets which I'm going to define you first and their transit effect. The first planet which I'm going to define, Saturn transit for Scorpio 2026. Why? Because Saturn represents karma. Any karma you and me perform on the planet Earth is represented by Saturn. Saturn represents our living, our work, our profession, our career, our status, our prestige, our honor, our money, our financial backing, our income resources, our property, anything to do with wealth. When you're talking about money and assets, you're only talking about Saturn. When you're talking about anybody's status in the world, prestige and honor, you're talking only about the Saturn. When you're talking about income resources, you're only defining Saturn. When you're talking about wealth, assets, you're only defining and talking about Saturn in the world. Lifespan, Saturn. Health issue, which is a serious health issue, Saturn. Crisis like a death, Saturn. Trauma, grief, Saturn. Hard work's reward, Saturn. The whole service sector in the world, Saturn. The whole professional sector in the world, Saturn. The career, merchandising, Saturn. So Saturn is the most important planet for our living. And the transit and effect of the Saturn for any year and every year is extremely important. I'm defining here transit of Saturn for Scorpio and its effect for 2026. The Saturn transit for this year is starting in the 5th house, has been started since March 2025. May I say date is 29th March 2025. It will carry on till 3rd June 2027. So Saturn position in the 5th house. 5th house is the house of creativity, activity. 5th house is our recognition. 5th house, what we do creatively on the planet Earth. Whatever the vision you have, vision is in the mind. But the what you're going to create from the drawing board, from your vision to the real-time system reality is the fifth house. It's like an architect defining a building, a structure, but that is in the architect's computer or the drawing, not on the land. The land will be created, that same picture, by the builder. Yes, by the craftsman. Fifth house is actually a craftsman in all the 12 houses. Fifth house is a creative house, which is hand on job. Yes. So Saturn in the fifth house. And may I say, Scorpio can be your rising sign, your moon sign. It started from 29th March 2025 and carry on till 3rd June 2027. So Saturn have a three aspect. Third aspect, may I say, seventh aspect and the 10th aspect. Very, very important. During Saturn's Paya, during its transit, Paya of Saturn 2026 is silver. Paya of Saturn for Scorpio silver means, and most of your past efforts will be rewarded in the year 2026. Scorpio, you will be blessed with sudden financial gain, sudden rising status, prestige and honor, achieving prosperity, name, fame and establishment, comfort of the land and property, enjoying help, support and guidance of your well-wishers. That is you are with Saturn. You got to be very careful about your anger. No decision in anger. If you are annoyed with anything or anything around it, try not to make any decision-making strategy through aggression, and never ever invest any ego in your decision-making strategies. No. Watch your behavior, watch your conduct, watch your dealing, watch your word of speech. These are the very, very important precautions you got to exercise in your routine. Scorpio, if you're a married person or a family man with children, for God's sake, you look after your relationship with your partner, with your children. Try not to be very irrational, awkward, stubborn, aggressive. No. You got to give a direction to your thoughts and be prepared to face quite a few stumbling blocks in achieving your higher education if you're a professional student. It won't be that easy. If you're distracted, if you're romantically involved with somebody, if your focus and concentration is not there, then education won't be completed. And same apply to your other projects. If your focus is not there, if your concentration is not there, if you're too much distracted with other things, your project will be uncompleted. But Saturn in fifth house, the transit, your hard work and fully determined efforts, hard work. You are fully focused on the job. You are fully driven and determined and disciplined. Then efforts will bring dignified success, dignified reward, dignified prosperity. Scorpio, you will face quite a few complications in your flow of income. Nothing is rosy. Nothing won't be easy. Scorpio, you got to be very careful about your decisions, your choices, and your commitment. If you're a student, then you must look after your educational success and career. The journey of Saturn in fifth house, may I say that this time period, I'm going to define everything what is there for you. The journey of the Saturn in fifth house means this period sees you getting involved in unwise activities, sometimes serious arguments, quarrels with your family member, with your relative. Some of you are likely to get involved with litigation with your own family member. You may find it difficult to get along with people now, especially companions. Avoid reckless behavior, as this may cause some loss of status in society. Exercise financial caution during this time period. Work also needs proper handling. Try not to adopt a layback attitude or lazy attitude or think about, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. No, there's no tomorrow. Be careful of losses in your profession Avoid new undertakings during this time period if you're not committed properly. You may not get the desired result. Try not to make a false promises with people around you. Don't do that. You may not be satisfied with your investment in stock and share market during this particular time. Pay proper attention to the health of yourself and the family. Do not ignore any of your children's health complaints. And do not, if you have a family person, if you have children, do not ignore your children. You must give them time, listening, and energy. Please, look after your health of your children. Please, do not ignore it. And look after your partner's health. Make sure you are not neglecting your family, your partner, and your children. No. Most of you are likely to feel anxious, sometimes mentally unstable. If you are married, you may develop aversion toward your spouse. Be careful. Be careful regarding your thinking pattern, regarding your decision choices. Maintaining happiness is not easy. It's difficult, it's challenging, but you got to maintain that. If you are leading the family, maintaining the comfort at home is not easy. Never easy for anybody. Always require extra effort. But this time it will demand extra effort. Saturn will test your fiber. Saturn will definitely test your patience, your tolerance, your listening. Don't get annoyed and just say, oh, I was not happy. Don't throw tantrum. Your tantrum means nothing. If you're a student, you may lose interest in your studies altogether because you find something very fancy. What is most fancy? Companion. Oh, one thing more. Some kind of a sport. It can be something with computer as well. You find something interesting outside your studies which have no relevance with your education, and you will be distracted or consumed by that, and result will be zero when it comes to studies. Don't do that. If you're taking a professional exam, professional qualification, don't do that. Saturn in 5th house. The modern astrology concept, the applied astrology concept is this, which I'm defining now. What the applied astrology is different than as compared to orthodox astrology. During this time period, you will learn about yourself, how to express yourself in the best possible way. Very, very nice. But you'll have to work for this result. It will not happen automatically. No. Nothing will happen automatically. No. We should proceed in a very careful, organized manner. 5th house is usually considered house of recreation. Creation and recreation. Amusement. Saturn transit in the 5th house, it is not likely to be very amusing. It is as if everything in your life has to have some teaching, learning purpose. As long as you are a good student, you will do that. But during the Saturn transit through the earlier houses, you redefined and restructure your inner self. Now you'll begin to give that self new form through interaction with others. What you are learning in 1st house, 2nd house, 3rd house, 4th house, now you practically applying those to create new of you through interaction with others. Areas traditionally associated with 5th house may become a burden at this time. You'll have to attend these matters very clearly, and they will not take care of themselves. For example, family. You are a married person, you have a family. You can't throw it away. Yeah. Family become a heavy responsibility for some reason. Yes. Family is not a furniture. You dump in some sort of a storeroom and just forget about it. No, you can't do that. Yeah. Love affair. Romantic relationship always need energy, time, money. Yeah. Especially if they do not permit you newly restructured self to be expressed. A love affair may involve with an older person who act almost as a parent to you. It can be fascination in the start. You like this person, that person like you very much. That person is older than you. Now, what's happening? That affection, that caring, developing into romance. You can take a different line. Age is not a barrier for love. That person like you, you like that person. Or you may play that role for someone younger for yourself. Yes, destiny is not fixed sometime. Yeah, destiny can test you. You might find a young companion. You might like somebody for no reason and you don't know the reason. You can play the same role. You may first become aware of certain aspect of yourself through the intense emotional encounter with another person. And you don't know why, but it's happened. Even if it is unpleasant encounter, it can be a positive growth of experience. I'm not taking that away. That can be. Due to this particular transit, you may also simply withdraw from encounter with others. This is understandable because every encounter possesses a challenge. It poses a challenge to you. But you should not avoid them anyway. In so doing, you are avoiding the experience of what you have become, which is so necessary for your power development or proper development at this time. If you feel that you want a relationship but your opportunities seem to be frustrated, examine your real feeling. Usually you'll find that you are subconsciously avoiding the people who would be the right for you in order to avoid the confrontation for you fear. The 5th house is also house of gambling, speculation, and some kind of risk. Needless to say, these activities are not at all in accord with the methodical and work-demanding nature of Saturn. Do not take such risk at this time, for they are not likely to work out. Anything you produce during this time will be the result of hard work. You will have a very much more disciplined approach to creative activity than you have had in the past. This is as it is, should be, because again the aim is to understand yourself through careful, disciplined action. In this case, the activity means giving form to something through your own efforts. The principle applies whether or not you are artistic. All of us are very creative in some way. Yes, as longer we give us enough time and energy. But whenever Saturn transits 5th house and you're going through these kind of problems or complications, number 1, health complication linked with abdomen, especially constipation, especially tummy problem. Number 2, sudden crisis. You never thought about it, but happened. Court cases, legal conflicts. Saturn is inactive. Sudden crisis out of the blue, Saturn is inactive. Health complication linked with tummy, Saturn is inactive. So if you become self-destructive, you want to ruin yourself with your own action, Saturn is inactive in the 5th house. 5th house, if you're going through, if your education is, you left the education as it is and leave the education and start doing something else, Saturn is inactive. 5th house Saturn, income, your project as it is, they're totally not completed at all and you lost the interest ages ago, Saturn is not positive, is inactive. You're feeling totally grounded, very, very helpless, totally feeling lost, have no clue or no idea where to start, or incompleted, Saturn is inactive. I am going to give you the task. These tasks belong to applied astrology. Applied astrology in my book is Bhrigu Sutram and Red Book. These are the combination tasks which I took it from Bhrigu Sutram and Red Book. The task number 1, bury 5 kilogram black salt in the cultivated land on Saturday early morning between 4:30 and 6:30 a.m. for 5 Saturday minimum. This will convert Saturn active to positive. This is the applied task. I have done this task for myself many, many times. Very effective. Second task, You must keep 5 kilogram gur, 5 kilogram rice, 5 kilogram honey in a tightly packing jar and put those jar in a dark shed on the ground floor, a left hand side and corner of the house, dark shed. Put that in that dark shed. 5 kilogram gur in the jar, tightly packed jar. 5 kilogram rice again in the jar or in the full packing. 5 kilogram honey in that dark shed. Leave as it is for 1 year. Second one, you must keep a saffron in a silver box. Do keep it. It will raise your Saturn negative to positive. Next one, do pierce your left nostril and do wear a metal stud for 43 days, and kindly make sure that you must not perform any other task for 43 days, and after 43 days take out that stud and flow in the fast flowing river. This will open the roads of luck for you, plus it will convert Saturn negative to positive. Next task, do organize Namak Chamak Rudrabhishek regularly, especially there is a Pradosh day. There is a Pradosh Vrat day twice a month. This comes in every month. You can check on the Hindu calendar. Pradosh Vrat. On that day you organize Namak Chamak Rudrabhishek. That will convert your Saturn negative to positive. Another one, it is a bit kinky. Do wear black undergarments. Why not? Have a change. It might do some magic for you. It always done magic for me as well. Precaution. Precaution. What you don't do? Refrain from scandalous affairs. Scandal. This will happen, a scandal. You might have an affair with somebody you will totally ashamed to admit publicly. Don't do that. Refrain from kind of a scandalous actions. Don't do anything which you can't justify. Refrain from daytime intimate relationship. Intimate activity daytime. No. Whole night is there for you. Come on. Refrain from conducting any kind of fraud, illegal activities against the law. No. Saturn in 5th house will trap you. You act. You say, okay, matey, time to do justice with you. He will do that. He is the Chief Justice. In planets, all the planets, he is the Chief Justice. Yes. Refrain from consuming any form of intoxication. Through your mouth, through your nose. Please. No intoxication. Any form of intoxication. Alcohol or anything. Non-vegetarian food. No. The chanting you must do. This is the most powerful chanting in the universe. The chanting I'm going to give here with you, this is the most powerful chanting in the universe. Mahadev says about this chanting, you don't need any other chanting. If you're doing this, that is a spoken word of Mahadev, yes. Aum, Karim, 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 Hum, 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 Harim, 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 Dakshine Kalike, Dakshine Kalike, Dakshine Kalike, Harim, 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 Hum, 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 Karim, 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 Swaha. Requirement is jug of water. Requirement is mustard oil deepak. Requirement is dark fresh flowers. Direction facing west. Sit on a mixed color blanket. Never ever sit on the floor. Always sit on the mixed color blanket. Fold the blanket 3-4 times. Sit on the blanket. Always sit on the chair. Please put that blanket asana on the chair or sofa or bed. Never on the floor. Not in a million years. Please do this chanting. Dakshine Kalike Devta address this Shakti when they were lost completely. When they were grounded on their knees, on their tummy. They have nowhere to go. Nobody was there to take care of them. They came to Mahadev and Narayan for their surviving, for the Brahma. Then Mahadev suggests, okay, that's the only way. You can be protected properly. An Asur will be killed properly. So what should we do? We need to make sure that Dakshine Kalike Ahvan will do, and we awaken the Dakshine Kalike. But the only problem is who will calm her down. Nobody have any solution for that. But they say we have a problem from the Asur. Asur need to be sorted properly. So please save us. So Dakshine Kalike was called through Ahvan, activated. Yeah. And she sorted everything out. Yes. Indra got his heaven back. Yes, they went back to their own, what they were appointed for. So this is that power, Dakshine Kalike. This is the Mahamantra of Dakshine Kalike. You see a crisis and you say, okay, I don't know what to do now. Do Ahvan of Dakshine Kalike and follow the chanting as much you can do. Duration is whatever you can afford, please. My dear friends, life can feel noisy and confusing, especially when you are carrying big questions about work, money, family, health, or relationships. If you would like more clarity through 2026, inside my Prakash Astrologer app, you can watch all 14 one-time life events forecast for your signs and also use your weekly and monthly premium horoscopes to plan with more confidence and less stress. All of this is free for you until the end of 2026. Whether you're already in my app or watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can visit astrology.prakashastrologer.com to register or log in and start using this support whenever you need it.